Hello, good morning. My name's Stuart Waddington. I'm the host of #Leadership What's on Your Mind and the founder of Star Development UK. Welcome to my first project of 2021. I talked about it quite a lot at the end of last year, but this is it. This is the first episode to introduce you to the new project, which is a vlog every Monday morning at 6 AM, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about it in this first episode. So let's put our best foot forward, and I'll see you on the walk. So this first episode is explaining a little bit more about who I am if you haven't seen any of my stuff before. What is a vlog? I can't believe that I'm actually talking in the terms of blogs, vlogs, podcasts, because 3 years ago when I left the Royal Air Force, I did not know any of this. I didn't know anything about having a global reach. I now have a global reach across I think at the minute about 18 to 20 countries, which blows my mind. So this vlog is a great way for me to communicate my concepts, my stories. If you haven't seen the podcast, make sure you check it out. Click the link below and I've got the best episodes of 2020 there for you to start to consume if you haven't already. I would love, my only ask is for you to share your added value and what your takeaways are from each of the episodes. So that's been really valuable for me in 2020 because I've been able to get some amazing guests, had some great feedback, and it's to add value to your leadership journey. One of my big passions is to give my guest that time, okay? So you don't hear much from me. So this little project on the vlogs is to hear a little bit more about me. I've got lots of stories to share, some of the concepts and principles I share with my clients. In the Business Owner Bootcamp, we've got a great community of like-minded people, which is only going to grow into 2021. So into next week, I'm going to be sharing a concept about flow and a story about flow. And the great things about stories is they're going to be changing your perceptions. They're going to be making you think differently about how you operate, either yourself or others or your team. Based around business owners, directors, people that are on a leadership journey, whether it's on the first rung of the ladder or you're stepping 20, 30, 40 rungs on the ladder. You'll probably experience over this time that ladder never ends. I had an amazing guest last year, Gary Ridge, who's the CEO of WD-40 company, joined me from San Diego. And when he got the CEO position, he went back to university and learnt about leadership, which was really amazing to hear his story about that. So a bit about me. So I'm from the northwest of the UK, near Chester on the Wirral Peninsula. I started with a sports background. I was passionate about doing sport, and I share a lot of stories about sport and the transferable skills across there. I do have a high performance program, which I'll probably tell you a little bit about in one of my vlogs. So I bring all those different concepts and principles to my clients that I work in sport or in business. Let's do a bit of a turn around actually. I've got to the end of the track. I have a military background, so I started in sport and then I found a position in the military where I could get paid to do what I love to do, which was physical activity, and I started to then go into adventure training. So the British military use adventure training, outward bounds, as their medium to develop their people and their teams. So to challenge them, take them out of their comfort zone, and that's where I found my passion for leadership and development training. Next week's vlog about flow has got a story about adventure training and the principle of flow in a different way than you've probably heard it before. So I've got a young family and we left the military. My eldest, who is at this moment in time turning 10 this year, he'd lived in sort of 5-6 houses, which is the nature of the beast when you work in the military. But we wanted to come home. I wanted to be a master of my own destiny. I wanted to share some of the skills and the way that I can work with people now outside of the military bubble, and it's been an amazing journey. I've met some amazing people, and like I said at the start, I would not believe you if you'd have told me what I'm doing now. one of which is staring and talking at a camera walking around a field. So I've chosen this location because it's quiet, I'm not going to bump into anybody, and the amount of times I've done videos like this and had to do several takes. So this is going to be quite raw, natural. I'm not going to go through many takes and share my stories. So I now have a global community of business owners reaching over to Singapore, Lebanon, and a lot of people in the UK. And that's only going to grow into 2021. We only launched the end of 2019, so 2020 was our first year. And as we know, it's been challenging, but it's what you can do over what you can't do, and concentrating on things like that. So the guests I have on the podcast this month, starting with Mark Waldron on Wednesday, all talk, they've been specifically chosen by me because they've turned up, they've thrived, and they've done something over nothing, and on the face of it been really successful in 2020. But it was great having them on the podcast because you heard the story behind the scenes. It's not always been great. One of the things I work with in my 7-step strategy is understanding success. Understanding success, it's not just what you see on the surface. And you can learn a lot by listening and talking to people who have on the surface been really successful. And you can add that to your journey. So that's one of the things that I bring on the podcast. So I think that's me. If you've got any questions for me, make sure you hit the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you're watching us on the podcast. You might be listening to this on your podcast provider because I'm going to try and pull the audio from this. And again, going back to me talking about vlogs and blogs and podcasts, the array of social media skills I now have blows my mind a little bit from what I've had to learn over the time of being a business owner in this modern world outside the military bubble. So look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, I'm going to be talking about flow in a different way than you've probably heard of it before, and whether it applies to you, whether you can add it to your leadership journey and add that skill set, or what I talk about all the time is self-awareness. And that's the big thing that people in the community, they go through a 90-day program and Business Owner Bootcamp, and then they stay with us because you can imagine the people that I'm attracting, they're all like-minded business owners who want to turn up, show up. They're on the lifelong journey of learning, and they get so much value from each other. It's great doing the group coaching sessions. We only started at the end of 2020 because we started to come out of that survival mode of the world pandemic, and we're really hitting the ground running in 2021. So hopefully that was useful. If you, like I say, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next week. See you soon. Bye.